Laker Nation. So we played the Denver Nuggets tonight. And I'm going to just show you how to score. You know, it's one thing to... It's one thing to lose. It's another to lose like this. This team in the standings right now is in 6th place. And we're in 7th. We might as well be at 15th. This team just isn't good. And I know LeBron James sent out the tweet saying keep that same energy when the season starts. And I know we haven't seen all of our players and all of our pieces at one time. And we are struggling, and we've been struggling all year with injuries, struggling all year with COVID protocols, struggling all year with energy, struggling all year with effort, struggling all year with Westbrook, struggling all year with AD, struggling all year with everything except for LeBron. And a few key pieces, like Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, Austin Reeves. Laker Nation, this team is just not good. They're just not good together. What it is, I've noticed, is that these teams just play with a lot more energy and effort. They're racing to get the ball. They're racing up and down. These guys that are playing for these teams that we're facing are hungry. And the Los Angeles Lakers just aren't hungry, at least not yet. But if you're not hungry now, then when are you going to be? Because this is just embarrassing. We are down right now by 40 points. I'm actually watching the game. I started this podcast even before the game was over. I probably should have started at the start of the 4th quarter because it was over then. It was over in the 3rd quarter when we only scored 19 points. It was over. O-V-E capital R. Over. We looked pathetic. Again, first half we played pretty decent, I thought. We were down by 13 in the first half. These teams are just outrunning us. We're jogging down the court. It's just no energy and effort at all. And LeBron James is just going to have to live with this. LeBron James, I'm trying to keep the same energy that I had at the beginning, but at the beginning I was hopeful for this team. I was ecstatic about this team. And keeping the same energy, bro, you were wrong. You were wrong about this team. These younger teams are just wiping the floor with us. They're wiping the floor. All of these teams are very young. We picked up the oldest guys, but some of the guys who just don't want to show or do anything. The Nets are the 2nd oldest team, and they're out in the East killing it. And it's not like we've had a hard schedule. I mean, we've played the Nets, we've played the Warriors, we played the Grizzlies, but those are all winnable games. A lot of them were. We've lost to teams like OKC, Houston, the Pistons, now the Grizzlies. I don't know what they're going to do, and it's hard to say what it is because we haven't seen all of our players. Now with AD in there, I mean, we're still not coming out with a victory in this game. They killed us on the pick and roll. They killed us on the pick and pop. They killed us on everything. And so AD is not going to fix that. A whole team and chemistry, I don't think is going to fix that. It's the energy and effort. It's guys wanting to get to the ball. It's guys wanting to really succeed in their roles and really do what they need to do. LeBron James is going to do what he needs to do in the game. He's just going to play his butt off. He's going to do what he normally needs to do. But these other guys, although Russell Westbrook scored 18, 20 points or something like that, I mean, it still didn't factor in anything. He missed so many layups, so many shots. And then in the 3rd quarter, again, LeBron James started missing so many shots and so many layups. Now, granted, his were more contested than Russell Westbrook. He scored 19 points. And yes, although it's better than 8, it's still not affecting the game. He says if I don't score the ball, I can at least affect the game in some other way. Well, bro, what other way are you affecting the game? You know what I'm saying? I see no leadership. I see nobody holding these other guys accountable. And how can you with a team full of veterans? Who are you going to hold accountable? Because they all probably think they know everything. Bro, I done been in this league a long time. You can't tell me nothing. And maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I just don't know. But this was terrible. And we really missed Carmelo Anthony again tonight. But this is bad. Laker Nation, I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen here. And maybe we just need to look at trading. Maybe we just need to look at firing somebody. Maybe one small tweak could get this thing going. I don't think so, though. This is more internal than anybody can fix, any coach can fix, any one or two players can fix. This is a culture. This is a team thing. There's no chemistry. And of course, almost every team that's first assembled that first year play like this. But this is bad. This is bad like when LeBron was on the Cavs and they picked up a whole bunch of pieces, Isaiah Thomas, all these other pieces, and it just didn't work. Jay Crowder, none of them were playing good. And so mid-season, they traded all of them away. But this is bad, man. I don't know. I just don't know what it's going to take to fix this. I just think we need some guys that's going to run, that's going to play hard, that's going to act like they want to play, like they're playing for something. This team doesn't look like they're playing for anything. And yes, our defense was atrocious again tonight, more so than our offense. But then because our defense was so bad and the crowd started getting into it, we started just bricking everything. No energy, no effort, no making good plays. All these guys are capable of these moves. And I'm looking at Jeff Green go for 29. Jeff Green, y'all remember Jeff Green, who played on the Cavs with LeBron that year? Sorry, Jeff Green had 26, a career high or a season high. I forget what they said, one of the two. It was a high. Nikola Jokic only scored 17 points. Aaron Gordon scored 11. Will Barton scored 12. Morris scored 10. And this guy, who I'm watching on the TV, I'm like, he's not missing a shot. In the first half, he only missed like one or two shots. Came back in the second half, still smoking hot, and it got me to thinking, bro, who that? Bones Highland. Bones Highland? He's got to be a rookie. This dude was, he was hitting everything. You know how most of the Lakers is always O for everything? He was everything for everything. That's a new one. This dude was cooking. Whatever you wanted on the grill, he was cooking it. He went for 27 points in 32 minutes. He had 10 rebounds. He was 8 for 15 from the field. And he was 6 for 10 from 3 to 60%. Bones Highland? Bro, who that? I salute you, G. You had a great game. If he wanted to show somebody something, he showed it tonight. He showed the Lakers tonight. Don't leave him open, because he gonna cook you. The final score in this game was 133-96. Ladies and gentlemen, we got torched tonight by 40 points to the Denver Nuggets. And Nikola Jokic only scored 17 points. It was everybody else. I don't know what they had in that locker room. They must have had all the Gatorade. And once again, the Lakers fell short. They barely had any turnovers. Let's go to their turnovers. We had 10 as a team. Russell Westbrook didn't have any turnovers tonight. None. He bricked a lot of layups. He had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 7 for 15 from the field, that's 46.7%. And he was 1 for 2 from 3, that's 50%. Once again, in the third quarter, LeBron James started hoisting up threes like he was Steph Curry or something out there. And he went 2 for 8 from 3. That's 25%. LeBron James had 25 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. He was 9 for 23 from the field. That's 39.1%. Vogel is wasting LeBron James right now. He's wasting him. I don't know what they gonna do, but Frank Vogel, Rob Pelinka, and Jeannie Buss need to get together, call up Magic, and find out what's gonna right this thing. Because Kendrick Nunn for a knee injury has been gone way too long. What is he gonna do? What are you gonna do? Russell Westbrook has been atrocious all year. Maybe he's had 1 or 2 decent games. Other than that, he has been terrible for this team. Malik Monk, you're keeping him. You're keeping him. Dwight Howard, you're keeping him. I can't believe I heard Dwight Howard's name on the trade market today. I looked at Twitter for half a second and seen Dwight Howard's name up there for a trade. Are you kidding me? Dwight Howard has been balling. He came in and made all the difference in the first quarter. We were in the game because of Dwight Howard. He was getting rebounds. He was protecting the paint. Avery Bradley scored 3 points, played 19 minutes. He didn't take a lot of shots, I don't think. He was 1 for 2 from the field. He shot 2 threes, made 1. He didn't shoot the ball at all hardly. Austin Reeves came in, played 26 minutes, scored 5 points. I don't know what was up with Austin Reeves tonight. Why was Austin Reeves deferring so much when he had open shots? Did y'all notice that? There was like 3, maybe 4 different possessions where Austin Reeves could have shot the ball, but he deferred and passed it. Bro, take that shot. That's your shot. You deserve it. You are on the floor. You deserve it. Take the shot. And Denver, I got to credit Denver. Because Denver's defense tonight was incredible. I mean, Malone is just a great coach. Wish we had him. Must be nice. Trevor Ariza came in, played 21 minutes, scored 9 points. THT, 20 minutes off the bench, 3 points. Wayne Ellington, 14, almost 15 minutes off the bench, 3 points. Stanley Johnson, 13 minutes off the bench, 2 points. DeAndre Jordan played 11 minutes, almost 12, scored 4 points. Kent Bazemore came in 9 minutes, scored 6 points. Kent Bazemore came in and shut down Bones on a few possessions. And see, and this is what I'm talking about. He's been benching Kent Bazemore for a very, 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 very long time. But you just never know. You got all this talent on your sideline, and you make 0 adjustments, although Kent Bazemore is probably one of our best defenders. Although he fouls a lot, yes, he still will make these guys struggle to get a basket. He'll make them work for it. Everybody else just leaves them open. Franklin Vogel. I don't know what you're doing, what you're seeing out there, but I'm going to tell you one thing. You are destroying this team. It is clear to me that once you have a lot of talent or a lot of offensive talent, you cannot do anything because you are so defensive-minded. There are ways to win games when you have more offensive-minded players than defensive-minded players, and it's clear to me that you just can't see through that. You got to let these guys run and gun. You got to let them off the leash. But what they're trying to do is take a whole bunch of offensive players and say, hey, it's your turn, it's your time to play defense. Although you've been not really playing defense for the past 10 years of your career, now that you're on the Lakers, we focus on defense over here. And if you don't play defense, you won't play. And so he's trying to get these guys to get on the defensive end to do something, and they are doing something, but by the time they get back on the offensive side, they are struggling because their mind is so focused on playing defense, or they're not playing, that you've changed their game, which is great if they're young players, not veteran players. You have to play to their strengths, not yours, if you didn't know that, because it definitely doesn't show on the court. And I'm not putting this all on Vogel because Vogel can't teach energy and effort. These are plays that have to be run. But if anybody watching the Lakers can see, our offensive plays are terrible. You see how much the Denver Nuggets move around the court and get people open? Why can we never get anybody that open? And when we do, why can we not knock down these 3-point shots or these jumpers or something? It's just those little possessions in between. A lot of them, when their number is called, they do nothing. And every time we watch one of these teams, we see when their number is called, hey, they're answering every single time. Career highs on most of these teams that we've played. We've given them career highs or season highs or some kind of high. Somebody gets hot because of our defense, because of what we're trying to do, or what Vogel is coaching and telling these guys to do is not working. I'm ready for a reset. I don't know about y'all, Laker Nation, but I am ready for a full reset. Get rid of Vogel. Get rid of a lot of them. We got to get some players in that's going to hustle. And I'm sorry, LeBron, you were wrong. Keeping that same energy. Hey, listen, bro, they are embarrassing your tweet. Because keeping the same energy, everybody that said y'all are too old has been proven right so far. Y'all are getting wiped off the floor with these young boys. These young boys doing circles around y'all. Just with energy and effort. They're saying, hey, they don't want to play basketball. They don't want to be tough. They want to be soft. They want to be passive. Hey, listen, we going to take this. And you got to understand it's the Lakers. The Lakers know the target is on their back. Everybody on TV talks about nothing but the Lakers, regardless if they're struggling or winning. They talking about y'all. So when y'all come to people's towns and cities, they said, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you who you need to be talking about. You need to be talking about us. It's like every team hates the Lakers. We are everybody's arch enemy. Let's go into the post-game shits.
Couple of times this season, just wondered what you saw tonight and wondered where you think that's at for the season and how you guys get to where you want to be.
He was right. We just got to continue to do a better job with that. It's not too much I can really, say about it. We've been saying it all year, so I shouldn't have to keep saying it, but, he's right.
Have you seen any evolution just since the Western Conference Finals when you defended Jokic a certain amount to how he's playing now, how Denver's playing, and just what problems he presents?
I just thought they shot the ball well tonight. He made some good plays. But other than that, I thought it was, guys like Jeff Green, Highland, those were the ones who really killed us tonight,
Dwight, it's been a defensive lull over the last several games. Obviously, your defensive credentials are, second to none. So, how would you diagnose the defensive side for your team right now?
Just communication. We got to be on a string. We got to really communicate and talk. Especially in transition. They killed us tonight in transition. Killed us tonight with points in the paint. Even with Joker being on the outside, the other guys was getting in the paint. So at some point we just gotta, stand up and, fight back.
Dwight, you guys are a veteran team with a lot of guys that are going to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame someday. Mm-hmm. Does that make it even more frustrating or even worse that we're talking about things like effort? And do you think that there was maybe a reliance on the team's talent that, maybe that's a reason why this has been an ongoing conversation? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why this is something that keeps coming up.
It shouldn't keep coming up, the Hall of Fame status and all that stuff, it shouldn't matter. It's how bad do we want to win every night, and how consistent are we going to be? And we haven't been really consistent, all year with that. So we got to figure out a way to change that, somehow, some way. It has to change, or we're going to, keep having these, 2 games where we play pretty good and then 4 games where our defense is not, is subpar.
You guys feel like you got to get back to on the defensive side?
We gotta make a decision on if we just gotta play hard. Sometimes the schemes and how you play doesn't really matter. You gotta just play hard. Sometimes teams are just playing harder than us. Simple as that. Even when we're winning, we get up a lot of points. But now it's showing, especially when we lose games, and teams are just putting their head down, going, and we gotta do a better job of defending.
Anything that occurs to you, Russ, about why some teams you think are playing harder and how you guys get back to that?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know if that's something that they are trying to do. I'm not sure, but I know we've been able to do it, and we got to be able to do it if we want to win games, and as simple as that. Especially if we're small. Well, tonight we didn't start small, but normally we're small. We got to be scrappy. We got to play harder than other teams. We got to get loose balls. We got to be tough, and we haven't shown that.
Russ, the perimeter defense tonight, you guys let up 23 of them, and I think 9 different Nuggets hit threes. What do you think led to that?
I don't know. I mean, they was spraying the ball around. They was hitting some contested ones, but once they got going, ain't really much you can do in team hitting. Guys are hitting 3 after 3 after 3. But probably watch it and see where they all come from. But a lot of them transition just a step late, and they're able to make them and knock them down tonight.
Russ, you're talking about effort, basically, which is different from like what we've talked about a lot this year, which is in terms of guys being in and out of the lineup and a new group getting to know each other. Effort's a pretty simple, broad kind of concept, I guess. This is a team of guys who've been through a lot of wars. Are you surprised that effort is something that you're not able to get on a nightly basis? And like, what gives you confidence that you can get it on a consistent basis later this year if you haven't yet?
Because that's not like playing harder to me is not like something you got to go work out to figure out how to do. To me, it's a simple fix. Either you play harder or you don't. And in order for us to win games, we got to play harder. And it's simple as that. And we know that. We've seen it. We have put ourselves in position, and we had a good stretch of games where we were defending, and it was our defense was trending in the right direction as a kind of the overall defensive rating or kind of how they calculate that. But we know now and we understand when we don't do it, our chances of winning go down. It doesn't really matter what you do on the offensive end because if you can't stop nobody, it doesn't really matter.
Russ, there's a lot of all-time talent on this team, guys that will end up in the Hall of Fame. Do you think that as a group maybe that this team thought its talent would be enough at times? And
I don't think that. I never thought that, no.
Do you believe then in terms of the effort, when that challenge is made, I would assume that challenge is being made in the locker room as well, not just to us. When that challenge is made, how is that, like, what's the reception to it?
What's the question?
Is that met with, are people surprised to hear someone say, a leader on this team say, we're not playing hard? Or like you said, or does everybody kind of know?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what everybody's response is or what. But the reality of it is that's actually what it is. Sometimes you just got to look yourself in the mirror and just own, what you're doing and then figure out how to be able to collectively do it as a team and play harder.
What does the accountability in the locker room look like? Or like, what is the messaging among players like at this point after the losses and the defensive lapses?
Our locker room is fine. There's not like we're not dividing and people are not. There's not like a end all be all type of situation. We understand what we have to do. It's up to us to be able to do it.
Russ, Magic Johnson tweeted after the game that there was not enough effort, not a sense of urgency, and that Laker fans and Jeannie Buss deserve better from the team that they support. I just wanted to see if you had a reaction to Magic's take.
I do not have a reaction. Everybody is entitled in this world to their opinion, regardless of what that is. You can either take it and run with it, or you can take it and put it one ear, not the other, or you cannot respond to it. But Magic's entitled to his opinion, and he's not here every day. He's not around us every day. He's not aware of kind of what's going on internally with us and trying to figure things out. But I have no response to that. But like I said, everybody in this world is entitled to their opinion, and that's that.
Laker Nation, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Y'all have been a beautiful crowd, and I have been a beautiful host. Laker Nation, I don't know what we gonna do. Somebody please jump in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think the Lakers need to do to even get to playoff contention. Tell me. I want to hear it all. Is it trading? Is it firing? Is it staying the course? Is it, we all see it. We all know what it is. I just want to know. But y'all stay blessed. I appreciate y'all watching my podcast. Tell everybody you know who loves the Lakers, who loves basketball, who loves the NBA. Tell them that Derek James has a podcast on YouTube, and it's called the Film Room Podcast. And he's pretty good at it. Hey, listen, y'all be good. And I'm out this bit.